The B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side.
And the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
B-side.
B-side. B-side.
That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
All right. Clear the fucking pipes. All right. Holy shit. It's gonna be a good weekend.
Why is that?
Oh, it's because we're the boxing B-sides, and this is gonna be a great, fantastic episode. Biggest, most beautiful episode. An uncle of mine, he's a whiz with boxing podcasts. He said to me with tears in his eyes, he said, "Sir, this is the greatest boxing podcast of all the podcasts."
He said this is the one that gets out the hood, right?
Yep.
This is the one?
Yes, this is the one. This is the boxing B-sides. Where it's a Dr. Drip Nada and the casuals these days, apparently. I think that's great. All right, so the homies have assembled once again. Is there any news just to talk about up front?
I guess unrelated topic. Tyson Fury face planting outside a bar.
Super, super drunk.
Yeah, we know he likes to party in between camps and fights, but maybe he's taking this loss a little harder than we thought.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say about it, was his the air of invincibility. Like before we started, we were talking about that with Deontay Wilder. The air is out of the sails, and he's definitely not having a good time right now.
Listen, one day you're on top of the world for a couple of years, and suddenly all just comes crashing down. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else? I can't recall.
I don't know if you saw the article this morning. I guess our Lord and Savior Turk is trying to buy out like all the boxing promotions and make it to like a UFC type deal, just like one big promotion.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I haven't thought too much into it. I can actually think about it, so I can't comment yet. I just saw it like before I got on. I guess the article came out this morning. But yeah, it looks like he wants to buy out all like the promotion organizations.
I see an article here. The Saudis begin plans for a boxing league.
I gotta actually think about it before I make an opinion, because that's
I need to look into their ideas.
Monumental changes. That's like monumental changes. That could change a lot of shit.
There's from the fan perspective, you get with the UFC model that everyone says that they want. Sure, you get all the fights happen while the iron is hot. You know what I mean? Like it's always happening when it should. On the other hand, from me being the fucking bleeding heart that I am, like the fighters are gonna, if they're treated poorly now, it's just going to get worse. Like these UFC headliner guys are practically sucking Dana's dick on TV for 50 grand extra. Are you kidding me? That's unacceptable for how talented they are and how much risk they take on to compete. Goodness, 50 grand bonus? That is bullshit. Absolute trash.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying it before, like you see Canelo gets paid like 20-30 million per fight. Highest paid UFC fighter makes like, I think Islam just made like 1.82 million from his fight with Dustin. And it's crazy.
That's unacceptable.
And like as you mentioned, I think if it goes down this route of like multiple promotion, like one organization, fighter pay is going to take a plummet. Mm-hmm. And does that kill off boxing, or does it make it more popular now? I
think it'll make it more popular because the fights happen when they're supposed to happen, and if you have, I would think of it as each in the sense of like PFL, where each promotion is an in-house tournament, and then the winners go on to compete against the other promotional winners. So, and then you get just the one champion at the end, and I think that's where that would be pretty cool. One division, one champion.
Right, I can see that.
So yeah, it'll make it more popular in that respect.
But now you bring in like fighter salaries and stuff. It's like you got top guys like Canelo, your AJs, Furies. You tell them like, hey, you're only gonna make like fraction of your past salary. Good luck though.
Yeah, 10% tops. of what you're used to making.
Like, they're not gonna fight. They're gonna be like, nah,
for
fuck
sure.
this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't that's the salary I command, 30 million a fight, just to give it a flat number. Like, absolutely not. You're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm gonna start fighting for 3.
And then at that point, you lose like your top guys.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a double-edged sword. I guess I have to wait till more comes out from it.
Yeah.
Too soon to tell.
Yeah, I need to see more information. This is all speculation. Absolutely no. I haven't looked into it, so I have no basis in reality for what I just was talking about.
Yeah, nah, me either. But I guess we'll see when more comes out.
Oh, like last thing, like if the fighter safety, fighter pay, all that stuff. Right now, the way the UFC works is if you are perceived as negative towards UFC, they don't give you access to anything. You don't get to.
Oh, sick.
You don't get to go. Like Ariel Helwani, that guy. I would call him like a legitimate journalist with combat sports, more specifically MMA. He delivers information in a pretty even-keeled sense, and that is Dana White has perceived that as negative press because like just facts of reality are skew against UFC, like what we were just talking about with like fighter pay. So you can expect that like having access to events is going to be heavily restricted to only like positive mouthpieces.
So what, you say one bad thing and it's like, all right,
Yeah,
barred.
you're blackballed.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that happened to me one time. I got a credential pulled from a fight because the promoter of the event, he had been poo-pooing Mayweather McGregor for the longest time, and then there was some talk going around of that fight falling through, and all of a sudden, said promoter is talking about putting his top guy in with McGregor, and how that's a good fight to make. I'm like, bro, you were just shitting on McGregor fighting and boxing. You're what? But now it's acceptable because it's your guy? Come on, man.
Yeah, right.
And
I got
my credential revoked for that.
That's crazy.
But enough of my grievances. Moving into some recaps here. Really quickly, there was an overtime event. The headline, Andreas Katsarakis, he gets the majority decision over Kudratillo Abdukakharov. But there was one I wanted to point out. I need to find it. It was Giovanni Marquez versus Jason Limon. It was an 8-round, 140-pound fight. They went all 8, and it was ruled a draw, so they went overtime. They went 9 rounds. And turns out that the announcer calculated the scores wrong.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they went the extra round, and it turns out that Marquez had won the whole time. So that's kind of fun.
What the fuck is going on in boxing these days?
Yeah. Another one down the card, just another goof. Liana Cruz apparently had lost to Elizabeth Lopez Corzo. It was a 6-round super flyweight fight, and then it got overturned, and Cruz was declared the winner. I'm not sure what the situation is, but just some fun stuff going on with overtime at the moment.
No kidding.
Another one really quick. This is also on Friday, May 31st. Maciej Sulecki, he gets the UD over Rowdy Legend Montgomery. So that's fun.
The June 1st, the 5v5.
All right. We'll go from the bottom up. Queensberry swept. They won every single fight. So bottom up.
Shambles.
That was kind of crazy. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. Willie Hutchinson, he gets the decision over Craig Richards. These were light heavyweights. This is actually a decent scrap. Not bad. Danny Dubois, he stops Filip Hrgović in 8. Was he even really there? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it.
That was a piss poor fight from Hrgović. Like,
That was terrible.
Bro.
That was absolute garbage from Hrgović. I expected better. I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed.
Laziest motherfucker, bro.
Seriously. And you were talking all that shit about how you're mandatory to whoever the undisputed guy is. Come the fuck on. You do not rate that at all.
I did expect Daniel Dubois to beat Hrgovic.
Yes.
I don't know if that was actually an upset or not, but
Oh, this one is for you. Nick Ball, split decision over Ray Ford.
Oh,
He picks up the WBA featherweight title in a very entertaining fight.
I was surprised. I think he did win it, but I was surprised.
A lot of grit from Ray Ford. It just, the grit, and he did have spots of success. His timing was good, and his athleticism did at times give Nick Ball a little bit of trouble, but it just was not enough.
Yeah, I just thought Ford would be slick enough to stay away from him,
I thought that
but
too.
he wasn't.
Nick Ball with that pressure, man, that was nasty. Having that fucking meatball in your face for 12 rounds? Absolutely not. No, thank you.
He's an exciting little ball of hate. I like it. Drip's right about Nick Ball. I didn't believe him a couple fights ago, but I'm getting on board.
I've been telling y'all for a few months now.
Yeah.
Nick Ball's the truth.
He's legit. They asked him about the fight with Ray Vargas, you know, like
Oh yeah.
did you get jobbed or whatever? How do you feel about that? He said, yes, I was pretty upset about that for a while, but like this is my vindication here. Like this is where I belong in the discussion with the champions. So yeah, can't help but agree.
Yeah, he's got a rematch with Ray Vargas. That needs a rematch.
Ray Vargas has to fight Brandon Figueroa. They've been mandated to consolidate their two titles, the interim and regular. And I don't think Ray Vargas is going to win. If you can't handle
so
Nick
either,
Ball,
huh?
dude, yeah, that's not going to be good for you. Nick Ball face off with Brandon Figueroa.
Ball Nation.
That would be really
Ball
funny.
Nation.
So ahead of him in the good old box rec, Figueroa is rated first. Luis Lopez is second. Lee Wood, and then Nick Ball. And
Not a bad lineup.
not bad. Lopez has the IBF. Figueroa will soon have the WBC. Who's that dude? Is it Espinoza? Yeah, Rafael Espinoza has the WBO. So he's got some solid contemporaries. And we'll be talking about one in a moment. In moving up, Hamza Shiraz. He stops Austin, now Tiger Williams, in 11. This was like the captain's fight or whatever. So
Yeah.
it was a 2-pointer or double points instead of a whatever the fuck. I don't know. That point system was dumb.
Didn't Ammo Williams come out with tail during like the public workout?
Come out with what?
He was like wearing a tail during the public workout.
Was he?
Yeah, it was like a tiger tail, and I saw that and I was like, all right, brother, you deserve to lose your fight.
Ammo's a better nickname
I liked it better
to start
too.
with. Well, Tiger Williams has been done a million times. There was a Tiger Williams in the NHL. There was a Tiger Williams in the MLB. There was...
The nickname Tiger's cool, but the tail was just
Are you
unnecessary.
a furry? Like,
Yeah,
what
like
are you doing?
at that point, you deserve whatever loss comes your way, my friend.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
I didn't really think... I didn't think a whole bunch of this fight, to be honest. I was a little disappointed in Williams.
Austin Williams, for whatever reason, wanted. I think maybe because Hamza was so much like taller, longer, and all that. Austin wanted to keep the fight close, but that was not working to his advantage, and he just kept doing it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Shiraz. He came in with a game plan and it worked.
Yeah, I think both of these guys showed some limitations. He has the WBC something or other that has him in like the top mandatory slot. So hopefully he can. The pathways to a title are pretty difficult. Right now, Janibek Alimkhanuly, he has 2 of them, WBO, IBF, and then Carlos Adames has the WBC. And WBA is Eris Lundy-Lara, who, now that he's Cuban 40, which who knows what that actual number is, but Mr. Cuban 40 here, his legs don't work the way they used to, so now he's actually pretty fucking exciting to watch. And he seems to still have it at the level he's at, so not sure. That might be the weakest link, though.
Probably anyone who hits like Cuban 40 is kind of like, all right, well, At the tail end of your career.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. Shiraz has kind of gone under the radar for me. I know I've seen him fight, but I always forget his fights. He's not very memorable to me.
No, it's really methodical. But one thing is that he does go for stoppages. So if he can, he does. But if he can't, he's not going to press the issue.
Kind of like Bivol.
Yep. Speaking of which, this was supposed to be Artur Beterbiev, but instead, Dmitry Bivol stops Malik Zinad in 6. I asked this in the not immediate aftermath, but after a few days of having some time to stew on it. Did Bivol carry Zinad?
I think Bivol has a tendency to not want early knockouts. Just in general. Like, I don't think particularly with this guy. Bivol likes to get rounds in and decide if he can knock somebody out before he tries. So I guess the short answer is yeah. I think he probably could have knocked him out faster and just didn't.
Yeah, not much to really say about it. I mean, Bivol did his job. Got a KO, TKO, which is nice.
Yeah.
Change of pace for him.
We were talking about this beforehand, where it seemed like Bivol was just Terminator mode, cold, and stick to the plan, and the rest will fall into place.
Right.
But then Zinad kind of tagged him. It's somewhere, I think, round 2 or 3. Bivol wasn't necessarily hurt, but he was clearly not. He didn't enjoy that at all. So,
yeah, Bivol's very cautious, I think.
Definitely. To the point, like, to a fault at times.
Yeah, like, sometimes he should just go for it. But
this was just a late replacement for Beterbiev. Really took the steam out of this whole card. For me, it did anyway.
Yeah, disappointing.
But Zinad, another viable contender, I suppose. He just needs to polish up a little bit, and he could probably hang with some of the other guys, like Anthony Yard and that level.
Zinad had a good, flicking jab that I guess maybe bothered Bivol a little bit, but nothing to really ever put him in harm's way.
Yeah, I think Bivol's just pretty elite, actually. I know he's not the most exciting, but he's really good.
Yep. I'm not sure what eulogy song we're going to play here for Deontay Wilder's career. Goodness gracious. That was rough.
I feel like that needs its own segment, honestly. Because you could talk about that for a good, hour.
We did spend a good amount of time on it. Deontay Wilder stopped in 5. Not a very bad knockout.
Yeah, I kind of thought Wilder was done after that Parker fight, and Wilder's done. The Bronze Bomber no longer exists.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I want to say about it, and I know we talked about it in the chat a little bit, was he did what he had to, but it just felt wrong. I don't know how to explain it, if that makes sense. Obviously, never turn your back on a fight. Always protect yourself, but the way it just happened just felt wrong.
I don't think Zhang looked particularly awesome. He looked like he always does.
Yes, the big right hook had Deontay doing a legitimate dizzy dance, he span around, and as he turned back to face Zhang, that another hook to send him down. That was it.
It just looked like he was about to complain to the ref about something, but we don't know what. Why?
I don't think he was complaining to the ref. I think Wilder was out on his feet before that last punch landed.
When he did a little twirl?
Because the ref even shrugged his shoulders. He looked like he's saying, "What? What do you want me to do?"
I don't know if that was I couldn't see. I didn't think it looked like he was going to complain about something. It looked like he was just out of it, completely out of it.
Yeah, I don't think he
to the
was
ref.
complaining or anything else. I think he was just where the fuck am I? What just happened?
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, him and the ref locked eyes, and the ref responded to gave him a shrug. That's why I think I was talking about it with Ant, and we're just it just felt wrong. Don't get me wrong, good for Zhang. He did what he had to do, and it's all fair, but it just didn't feel right.
Zhang looked like Zhang.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything different. He's a big, scary dude. But
Yep. It's a good name on his resume. Not necessarily a quality win if you don't. It's not a quality win if you pay attention to the details, but if you don't know better, then
Yeah, in 10, 15 years, everyone's going to forget and just see that he beat Deontay Wilder.
he retired Deontay Wilder probably.
For whatever reason, Wilder just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, that was something we had talked about after the Parker fight. Was like he looked like he didn't really care to be there. He wasn't really making any effort, and he spoke afterwards. He would say things like, "Man, like I can't let that be the way I go out." Things to that effect, and then we get this, and like, man,
Which is worse.
yeah, you would have hoped for better, like for Deontay Wilder to finish his career. You would have hoped he would have went out, not like pun not intended, went out with a bang instead of getting big banged. Pause question mark.
You got banged.
This is probably going to be the way you go out, my man, unless you pull up some complete shitter just so you could go out on a win.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he won't do that, but that's kind of shit too.
Yeah, that's a really grimy thing to do for someone like him. There's no coming back from this. On the Ultimate fucking Casual I was talking about, if these fights if we could guarantee them, would it be worth to have Wilder come in and it was like fighting Usyk, fighting AJ, or Ngannou even?
I think the AJ fight with Wilder is just dead in the water at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. Kubrat Pulev, I guess. Derek Chisora.
I mean, I do not want to see Wilder knock out anyone of that caliber, and Chisora needs to retire.
He should.
Chisora's
retire.
brain is mush.
Dillian
Yeah,
White.
I really think it was the last Fury fight. I honestly was starting to see Wilder's will, I guess, not be there.
Yeah, his desire.
But, yeah, that last Fury fight kind of broke him a little, I think.
Yeah, that was when he took the year sabbatical, came back, he fought Hellenius, who got knocked out in the first, and
like the first 20 seconds, that was crazy.
he had an emotional breakdown after that, being upset at hurting a friend of his.
Yeah.
Then he took another year off and lost to Joseph Parker. And 6 months later, we got this. With this big time knockout loss, bro, it's over.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it was a good knockout.
Yeah. We reminisced over Wilder's more fun moments. For me, it was the Brazil fight where, yeah, it was the first round and he just hits that, that pawing jab and then sick right hand just ended Brazil.
Sweet melody of a right hand.
Yeah, the sweet chin music. Yeah, and it was Mauro Ranallo doing his thing. Brazil has just been hit so hard they felt it down in Brazil. Goodness fucking gracious. I have some really cheesy hitters, but god damn, dude, that was bad.
That was rough.
Yeah, but that was mine. I was watching that and I lost my fucking mind when that happened. I jumped up screaming fucking Bomb Squad, and then when they replayed it, I was screaming World Star. Like it was a great time. Man, I was really happy about that.
Didn't Wilder duck AJ?
I've not read the whole story, but it kind of depends. It depends on like who you ask, I guess. Like Wilder, Shelley Finkel, his manager, had worked out a pretty sweet deal with MGM, the MGM group, and they had a 50 million guarantee for AJ on the table, plus royalties or whatever, or cuts of gate and pay-per-view and all that. And he from what The rumor mill was saying he didn't want to take it because it was in Las Vegas, where he felt it would have been unfair to him. I don't know how true that is, but whatever. I don't remember what the Matchroom offer was to Wilder. I don't recall, but it was one of those situations where they both give him an offer he cannot refuse, kind of thing, and it just didn't materialize either way.
Well, is what it is.
Yeah, but that's going to be one of those forever question marks when they were both super, super hot in like 2016. Otherwise, it's the end of Deontay Wilder. I will cut in a very big bomb squad here, and as we play taps to lay the Bronze Bomber to rest.
When they reminisce over you.
Listen.
I mean, for Zhang, what's next is what is next for Zhang? Honestly, I don't even know.
WB? No, he lost that to Parker. Jared Anderson is ahead of him. I'm gonna guess if it's not a new face, he'll get the Parker rematch. Daniel Dubois is in the winning category. Ajit Kabayel, also recent.
Dubois is doing AJ September apparently.
Oh, what?
That's what they're alleging. Is like they're trying to make AJ and Dubois in September at Wembley.
Yeah.
Terrible fucking fight, if you ask me. But
if that's the case, then Ajit Kabayel is a good one.
I would like that one. Kabayel versus Zhang would be a good one, but I think Kabayel would beat him.
Perhaps. Kabayel can be drawn into firefights, which would not be good for him if he wants to stand in front of Zhang.
He looks like he's got a chin, though. Looks like he's got a chin.
Perhaps. Otto Wallin, not bad.
Not a bad fight for him.
Other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on.
Yeah. Not until at least we get I mean, realistically, until we get like the Fury Usyk 2 fight out the way, and I guess now AJ and Dubois at Wembley, kind of everything's kind of held up.
Jared Anderson has Martin Bacoli coming up, so winner of that wouldn't be bad.
No, not at all.
Well then, moving along, the Pro Box card on the 5th. Just going to go with the top line here. Vladimir Hernandez stops Guido Schramm. Guido Emanuel Schramm. He's a German last name, Italian first name, Argentinian middle name. It's great.
Yep.
It's fantastic. It's exactly what I would expect from Argentina. But that was a wild knockout. I would say knockout of the year competitor. I would say front runner, short list. We should probably start looking at getting our half year picks on the books.
Yeah, I honestly I missed this card because of work, but I did see that knockout like 10 times.
Yeah, it was really good. And it was a good fight too. Vladimir coming in on like 2 weeks notice or something. It was a really good fight.
I have really, really been enjoying Pro Box. And to be honest, I enjoy some of the extras they do. I listen to the podcasty type thing they do with Algieri and Polly.
Yeah, they do have good banter between them.
Yeah, the deep dive or whatever. I generally actually quite like those. Algieri is very smart. And it's only Polly's voice that bugs me, I have realized. Because when he commentated, I hated him. But he's smarter than he sounds because of his accent.
Yeah. That's something I've always said about him, too. Is like his analysis is fantastic. And he articulates it really well. But his fucking weaselly voice just irks me. Yeah. Until Pro Box, I had never actually listened to the words he was saying, but I really like Chris Algieri. So yeah, you kind of have to get your daily dose. Yeah.
Anyways, I had planned on going back and watching this whole card. Everyone said it was good.
Yeah,
but...
it was a good card. It's worth, if you have the time, I would say so. Really quickly, on June 6th, it was a Thursday, Eye of the Tiger in Montreal, Patrice Volny stopped Stephen Butler in round 9 of 10. This might be the end of Stephen Butler.
Is that the same Butler that Inoue fought?
No, Paul Butler is who you're thinking of.
Good, thank you. I was like,
Stephen Butler fought Johnny Beck and got fucking murked.
Yes, okay. I looked him up. I do recognize his face. Yeah, man, if you're losing on cards in Montreal, that's not a good sign for your career.
Let's get to the previews. All right. So this Friday on the 21st in Las Vegas at the Fontainebleau, Top Rank is having a lot of people fighting. From the bottom up, I'll stop at a few, I guess. Albert Gonzalez, featherweights versus Conrado Martinez, 6-round featherweights. Steve Navarro versus Juan Pablo Mesa, 6-round superfly. Emiliano Vargas versus Jose Zaragoza, 8-round super lights. Watch.
That might be fun.
Yeah, watch Vargas if you can, dearest listeners.
I think this fight will be fun. The Vargas Zaragoza one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Vargas he's showing that he has that potential. He is that kid. He will be.
Yeah, well, I think Vargas will win it, but I think it'll be an action fight. I think it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Demler Zamora versus Jose Antonio Mesa, super feathers, 8 rounds. Floyd Diaz versus Francisco Pedroza Portillo, 8-round bantams. Troy Isley, man, I'm trying to think of a way to, like, he's like the not tasty, the Granny Smith apple of my eye, because it's always a fucking disappointment. Like, you think you're gonna like it, but then you have a bite and it's not that good. Damn it. I wanted Troy Isley to be great, but he's shown some pretty serious limitations. I think his new trainer should help break him out of the amateur habits. So 10-round middleweights versus Javier Martinez.
Yeah, if he amateur fights Javier Martinez, he's going to take an ass kicking, I think.
I hope not. He did good on his last one, I'll say that much.
Fair. I just mean, like, if he doesn't go in there and keep Martinez off of him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Abraham Nova is back. Andres Cortez, 10-round super feathers. Nova, he had that really close fight. And then he got dropped in the 12th, like just as the fight was ending.
I don't remember this, sorry. I have a shit memory, though. I assume his nickname is Supernova?
Of course. It was Oshaki
okay,
Foster.
Yes. This is the guy with the
golden chin,
dyed beard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
That was Oshaki Foster. He went down in the 12th, and that cost him the fight.
That was a good fight, though. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. And so he should be all right. I hope he gets back. Hope this is a good get back for him. And hopefully his mascot is with him.
Yeah, he has the giant mascot of himself.
Yep. And Rafael Espinoza defends his WBO featherweight title versus Sergio Chirino Sanchez. This is the guy who beat Robesi. And I haven't seen anything else of him, so I can't really say how this is going to go.
Yeah, I don't know Sanchez, I don't think.
He's 22-1, but there's nobody recognizable on his record here.
Either they've pulled up someone for Espinoza to beat, or he's gonna upset everything.
Other than Robesi Ramirez, Espinosa doesn't really have a whole lot going on either.
No, like this is kind of a battle of two relatively unknowns.
Yep. Rafael.
Could be interesting.
The Divine. That's his nickname.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, he's got the biblical name. That makes sense.
All right. On the 22nd, Saturday, it's a bunch of British people. I don't know. Tyler Denny versus Felix Cash. This is apparently a rematch, and there's fucking bad blood here. I don't know who these fucking people are. Lewis Crocker versus Kona Walker.
Felix Cash, they want to be good, but I don't think he's that good. I don't know. I watch more of the British ones than you do. I think it'll be a really dirty fight, this one, because Denny should have won the first one. But
Cameron Vuong, I've seen his name before. Where's Jeff Ofori?
Shannon Ryan is just going to beat the crap out of this other lady, I think.
Emma Dolan, Superflies.
Yeah. I don't recognize Emma Dolan, and Shannon Ryan is a good prospect. So
yeah, I've seen her name around.
Yeah, she's real good, actually.
No news. Trying to think some parting words. Inspirational ones.
Oh, shit. Here's some news. Your boy, Jake Paul.
Fuck that guy.
Might be fighting in Bare Knuckle FC versus Mike Perry.
I'll alert the masses.
Yeah. As the ambassador to Jake Paul land.
Because I'll let the masses know. Hey, Jake Paul's fighting in bare knuckle apparently. Maybe whatever. Fuck him.
Oscar De La Hoya says you're afraid of David Benavidez to Canelo.
Yeah. Old news.
Carl Frotch says Turkey al Sheikh. The atmospheres are poor. People are falling asleep.
We get it. Carl Frotch sold out 8,000 in Wembley. We get it.
That's
fucking hell, bro.
We fucking
give it a Carl Frotch, man. Give it a break, please.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't AJ sell out 90?
It has to be a meme at this point. Like he has to know. Like he has to do it on purpose. He's gotta do it on purpose.
Oh, if it's not 80K at Wembley, it ain't shit.
Yeah, like there's no way. Like Carl Frotch has to do it on purpose at this point. Like he has to know we just bite into it.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of the Boxing B-Sides podcast. Questions, comments, concerns about this episode, this podcast, anything on the Lux Media Network in general, 833-589-7637. You can call if you want your audio cut into the show, call it, go straight to voicemail. Or if you want to text, that's fine too. Either way, the phone number is it's anonymous. So, whichever way you want to go. I don't know who you are if you don't tell me. So the number is 833-LUXPODS. I spelled it out so that I don't forget, and hopefully you don't forget either. You can catch us on social media. We use the same handle for everything. It's LVX Media Net. So that most active on Instagram, but we have accounts all over. If you can't find it, we're not on it. Apparently YouTube, that one was confusing for people. So youtube.com/ you have to put the @ in there. That's how the fucking ridiculous website works. But whatever. So yeah, it's youtube.com/ @LVX Media Net. When you go to these accounts, keep in mind that it's the one account for all of the shows on Lux Media. So yeah, you're going to see stuff besides boxing or MMA, or there's a lot of other things going on. So keep that in mind. Speaking of those other things, if you go to luxmediashows.com, you can have a look around. There's actually a pretty slick boxing calendar that I keep up to date. So if you want to keep up to date with all the fights, and that's not just like the huge events, the big events, it's everything, like Pro Box or random shit going on in Canada. If there's some shit going on in Japan, that's worth keeping an eye on for the hardcores. If you want to become a hardcore fan, you can keep your eye on that calendar, and it'll I update it pretty frequently. And if I'm not keeping it up to date as often as you'd like, hit me at the number. You have it. Go straight to me. If you have ideas for boxing content of any kind, video, written, whatever the fuck, the number, you can use the number. Go to the website. There's an email option as well. That those all go straight to me. If you want to chat with me, you could DM. Keep in mind that those accounts are shared with other people, so if you try to DM me, it's not going to be private. So just putting that out there. And before we get out of here for good, I want to say good night to Asses and Cereal. Good night, lads.